Excuse me, sir. Is the Earth round or flat?
Flat.
Why do you say that?
Because of the firmament.
What's the firmament?
Do you even read the Bible, bro?
What up, what up? You are now listening to Once Upon 785, the dopest podcast in the Midwest. I'm your host, georgee350. Let's get into it, bitch. What up, and welcome to another episode of Once Upon 785. Today's date is February 4th, 2025, first episode of the year. Apologies for the wait. As always, I'm your host, georgee350. This is episode 27, and I got my homie Ryan on here again, and as always, it was a blast. We did have some minor technical difficulties, but it all worked out in the end. But as always, before we start the show, let's do some quick plugs. I'm going to first start by plugging my TikTok at georgee350. Come hang out with me when I go live, check out all my videos, and make sure you check out my showcase so you can buy some dope-ass products from the TikTok shop. Also, I'm on Cameo now at georgee350, so go check me out for any personalized videos you want. You already know. I also have 3 places you can go get some dope-ass clothing. First is habits365.com and use promo code georgee350 to get 15% off your order. Next, you can go to reaperapparelco.com and use promo code georgee350 and get 10% off your order. And last but not least, you can go to cocoburry.com for your premium sweatsuits, all different colors, and use promo code georgee350 to get 30% off your order. Also, check out the Flat Earth Sun and Moon Clock app in the App Store. Make sure you use my referral link or use code georgee so they know who sent you. If you would like to watch the video version of the podcast instead of just listening to it, I have 2 options. First, for $5 a month, you can go to patreon.com/onceupon785. You'll get the episodes before everyone else. You won't have to wait. Listen to any of this. The intro for Patreon will now be completely different. Or if you use Spotify, you can sign up for my premium subscription plan straight through Spotify for just $2.99 and get the video version. But, spoiler alert, this video is going out for free on Spotify and Patreon. Also, questions, comments, or if you want to come on the show, you can email me at onceupon785@proton.me. That's M as in Mary, E as in everybody. Lastly, if you want to support me and you enjoy the show, do me a favor and leave a rating or a review, or just share the show with someone who you think might find it interesting. I appreciate it greatly, because any way you can support helps me get closer to hopefully being able to do this full time someday. And now, let's get into today's episode. What up? And we are back, and I got my boy Ryan on the podcast again, getting ready to do another awesome motherfucking episode.
Yep, I'm back. It's been a while, so a lot of things happen in a short amount of time. But let's see what we could get into this time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fun fact, we really have no clue what we're going to talk about, but we're going to get into whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be winging it this time. But you remember what happened last time we winged it? We went for 3 hours, so
yeah.
Hold on to your seat.
Which, I guess one thing, did you see the shit with the Grammys?
Okay. That's going to be some shit. All right. So, I don't think Beyonce should have won that thing. I'm sorry. I mean, if
country
you're going to give
album?
it to somebody, the country album of the year, I think that Shabusi guy should have got that thing. You know, that you know the song, right? The Tipsy song. You know, everybody
Yeah.
not in the club get tipsy, but you know what I mean? He's been banging that out all last year. That was the song of the year. You know what I'm saying? He should at least got something. Yeah. So that's where I'm
And
at. And
Beyonce's not fucking
she don't,
country. Everybody needs to know that. She's fucking a
yeah.
satanic pedophile,
I mean,
Satan
it
worshiper.
just, it just goes to show what money can buy. You know what I mean? And she has enough already. She doesn't, she's with Jay-Z. We're not going to get into him. I mean, unless you want to get into him. I mean, a lot's probably been in him, but
Yeah.
you know, him, P. Diddy, and everything like that, it's like, dude, these guys have enough. They don't need to be making more money. You know what I mean? They're set for life. We should just
Yeah.
stop buying their stuff, stop giving them the credit. But, the Grammys are all rigged anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really fuck with Tom McDonald, but he put a video on TikTok and he was talking about how Lady Gaga said that trans people aren't invisible. And he was like, no shit, that's a superpower. Obviously, they're not invisible. If anything,
Yeah.
they should be shapeshifters because they identify as all this crazy shit. But Trump made it to where we only have two genders again.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I have some friends, I have some family that are transgender. The thing is you're either going to be one or the other. There's two. I mean,
Yeah.
now you're throwing all these pronouns in there, and nobody calls you by pronouns anyways. They call you by your name. Whatever name you want to be, that's the name I'm going to call you. I mean, I don't have nothing against doing whatever. I don't think kids should be doing it. You know what I mean?
No.
You could be whatever you want. Just tell me what to call you. I'll call you by your name. I don't call anybody he, she, they, them. It's or her or whatever. I don't want to get, canceled or anything, but I grew up in a time where it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We weren't racist. We weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Every race, every gender has their good and bad people. And
Yeah.
some people just can't accept it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we grew up in a time where it doesn't matter. Just don't rub it in my face. Like it seems like they're not looking for an attention or anything like that, but it's like, why are you always bringing it up? There's other stuff to talk about than that. You know what I mean? I didn't want to get into the transgender thing because, like I said, I accept whoever you are, whatever you are. But once you start getting mad at me for not knowing, like if I go to a restaurant and they're like, oh, I'm a he, I'm a she, and I'm a sir and ma'am type of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. That's how you were brought up, But it's like, don't get mad at me if I don't know. You didn't tell me. I'm not going to ask you because that
Yeah.
sounds like it's like asking a big girl if she's pregnant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I mean, it's kind of like I'm all for religion, but if you're going to shove it down my throat, that's when I have a problem with it. Don't try to force your beliefs onto me because I'm not going to force my beliefs onto you.
Well, unless I ask, like I'm all up for people's religion, but I don't need you preaching at me every damn day. Like I mean, you should accept my beliefs and I'll accept your beliefs, but we don't need to be talking about it. It's nothing. There's so much going on that we don't need to be, talking about it. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you have your religious thing that you go through. I'm curious about all religion. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear everything. And then I know, starting to get into the conspiracy part of everything, how we do, I believe that, like the Bible has been modified so many times. I mean, we went through this all the time. It's been modified so many times and it feels like I can't believe it. I mean, I believe maybe some of it, but it's a different time and age now,
There was a song by this guy, Michael Franti and Spearhead, and his CD changed my life. I might have been on some certain substances when I heard the CD, but
That's the best
it's
way
like
to do it, though.
dude, yeah, I was in high school and that CD literally changed my life. And he has this part in the song where he's like, music's too big for just one station, love is too big for just one nation, and God is too big for just one religion. And I was like, that makes total sense,
That's
because
deep. That's deep right there.
how is the Bible one of the newer religions when there's so many other religions that have the same stories with a different God? How are they wrong?
Or gods, and then what
Yeah,
about before, like what about all the stuff before Jesus? You know what I'm saying? And this is one thing. My thing is, I feel Jesus is an alien. You know what I'm saying? All these things are descending from the skies and everything. And they, back in ancient time, the hieroglyphs, you know what I'm saying, depicted things coming from the sky. And I mean, they could come from any, it's all vibration or frequency. Like we always jump back into that. But it's also like, oh, I don't even know.
I seen a
weird
video
to me.
too. Jordan Maxwell says that there is no actual Hebrew language. The Hebrews spoke Phoenician, and Elohim doesn't mean God. El means God. Elohim is plural for gods. So in Genesis, it was the gods created the heavens and the earth. So who's to say there is only one God? I mean, there could be multiple gods.
I believe there's multiple gods. I could believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because of, if you look, like I said, the Egyptian hieroglyphs and everything, you have gods with different heads and everything like that. And there were so many of them back then. How come we're not
Yeah,
going by what they wrote? You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
why do we celebrate Christmas and Easter? You know what I'm saying? It's weird because you're making everybody celebrate those things. But I mean, I know people have Hanukkah and stuff like that, but why are we celebrating this? I mean, I know it's all not a Ponzi scheme. I don't know what you would call it, but like marketing, to sell stuff.
The celebration of Christmas, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the last episode I did, and that was a while ago, but that's all. If you're celebrating Christmas, you're actually celebrating Baal, and it's all satanic. Everything has to do with nothing to do with godly stuff.
Well,
Because,
what
I
do they
mean,
say?
it's not even Jesus' birthday.
Pagans? No.
Yeah,
And technically, we're supposed to have 13 months. That's
yep.
a calendar from back in the day, 13 months. I mean, if you space it out right, I think it's 28 days, and then you get one day that's, a celebration day or, the lunar stuff. Chinese just celebrated the new, or was it Japanese? I'm not sure. Over
It
there,
was, the Chinese.
the Chinese did the Lunar New Year. So it's like, okay, how come we're not celebrating the Lunar New Year? Because, I mean, that's what we go by. We've been going by the stars and the sun and the phases of the moon. That's how we tell our days. That's how we do everything. How come we're not going by that? And then you want to talk about zodiac signs. They're supposed to be
Yeah,
13,
yep.
you know?
And I'm pretty sure there's
Even the name,
300 and... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, even the names of the months. October is supposed to be 8. December is supposed to be 10. It's like that.
Yeah. And
But
what,
you
we
were going
have
to say something?
356 days? Is that what it is?
65.
365 days. Geez, I can't believe I messed that up. But I mean, if you do 12 months and you times how many ever, the amount of months we have with the amount of days that are in each month don't equal 365 days. We're missing that extra month in the math.
And then throw in that leap year.
Yeah, we shouldn't even have to have a leap year.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And like with Arizona, we don't do daylight savings time. You know what I mean? Like, so that always messes up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, somebody did something and it screwed things up, and now we're going by that. It's like, why do we have to listen to that? You know what I mean?
And I feel like the whole missing the month, do you not remember when we were kids, the snow came way sooner than it does now? Like when I was a kid, it would be like sometimes snowing for Halloween. Now, sometimes you can be doing Halloween and you don't even have a coat on because it's not even cold yet. Sometimes it's
Dude,
not snowing until like February, March.
well, you know what's weird about Arizona right now? We're at 80s. We had snow like a month ago. And like it used to be really cold until April. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. Like this whole, I don't know, weather manipulation, HARP and everything. And that's what I think is happening to all these planes that have been crashing. Have you been seeing the news about that stuff?
I've been seeing it. I haven't really looked into it. I heard one of the planes had a bunch of kids on it. And I listened to like one of
What?
the recordings.
Yeah, it sounds all fishy to me. Like a Black Hawk hits the freaking plane, and it had a bunch of ice skating kids on it. My thing is like you're in a Black Hawk, bro. Like you're military. You should know
Yeah.
what's going on. I heard that they were dark, but still, you're a Black Hawk. You're our military. You should be. You should know everything. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw footage, and then you can see a plane that's far in the distance. I think they were mistaking that plane for the plane that they hit. But I mean, I heard that the airport had there's supposed to be like 38 people and there was only 19. And I'm like, you know, that's kind of weird. And yeah, and then there was another one that had a bunch of medical stuff on it. I'm not sure. There's been like six. There's been like six. One in Alaska, and I heard there's one in Hawaii, and I heard LA or Fullerton had something. And I'm like, why are these planes crashing? And it's weird to me because we just had all these drones going around, and now they're telling us that it was government the whole time. I'm like, well, why did they tell us? You got everybody tripping. It's when you don't tell us is when we trip. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it makes me mad. If you're doing something, let us know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Have you seen the video where have you seen that movie Leave the World Behind that the Obamas did?
I watched a little bit of it, and I heard that didn't Obama produce that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think he should be in movies, for one thing. But I mean, it's like predictive programming.
A lot
They
of
got to
that in
tell
the
you.
movie is going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on all last year too. Like there was other stuff going on, like the train derailments. I mean, we don't even talk about that anymore. Like the train derailments was part of that movie. It was like you're doing all this stuff and you got to tell us before you do it. And don't get me started on the fires.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear the shit about how the Palisade fires before Biden left, they're getting 100% reimbursement and they're getting everything that gets destroyed. They're getting all of it built back 100%. But then you
Build
got
back
people
better.
they got people in East Palestine, Ohio, I think it is, where they have that train that crashed, and them people, and then the people in Maui got a
North Carolina?
$700. Well, Maui, them two got a $700 loan check, and then the people in North Carolina were getting kicked out of motels with nowhere to go, and there was getting ready to be a blizzard, and they didn't even get a loan money. But
That's
people that
crazy,
are already
man.
millionaires in California are getting their shit back.
Well, I mean, I heard they're going to be building some smart cities out there. I'm getting kind of worried about Arizona because of Bill Gates just bought thousands and thousands of dollars of land, not thousands of dollars, acres. And I'm worried that we're going to have, it's dry out here. So if we have a fire, it's going to take a lot out. But it's weird to me that he bought all this land out here and they're smart cities. And then with California, we got the 2028 Olympics coming. And you know where it's going to be at. It's going to be in California, so they got to build it back before that happens. And it's going to be smart cities. They're going to try to update everything. You know what I mean? But that that brings me back to what we talked about with Tartaria, with the fires, Chicago fire, San Francisco fire, all that other stuff. So it's like, what's the best way to do it is burn it all down. And they took all the insurance away from all the people. Oh, that's another thing in Arizona. They took away, yeah, I think it's Buckeye, all the fire insurance away from just recently. And I'm like, yeah, there's going to be a fire. There's, I feel it. I'm saying it now. If it happens,
You heard it
then
here
I'm coming
first.
after you, Bill Gates. Yeah, coming after you, Bill Gates. And
Dude, Tom Green was doing a comedy special and he was literally talking about Tartaria. He was like, me and this guy that used to be friends, we agreed on everything. I ran into him and I was talking to him about these buildings and how they were built by the Tartarians, which is a hidden civilization, and we wouldn't even know about it if Admiral Byrd wouldn't have went and jumped the ice wall and talked to the reptilian overlords from Nibiru. And this guy didn't know any of this shit. He's a fucking idiot. And I was like, man, Tom Green is talking about this shit. That's crazy.
well, and it's like you got some of the celebrities that should be talking about it more, but they don't want to look crazy. I feel like something happened with Jim Carrey too, that
You mean Joe
he is
Biden?
different. I still think it's some other actor too, but I digress. But no, he's a great actor. No, but they were calling him crazy for doing the Illuminati symbol and everything like that. But he knows what's going down. I mean, he probably knew crap that, and then like Keanu Reeves, I like that dude. I think he got away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still down to earth. But who knows with these celebrities nowadays?
Have you watched any of those the fittest flat earther videos where he talks about how he goes deep, and some of it he started with the flat earth, but now he's doing to like, he was the one that made all the videos where Jim Carrey is Joe Biden or Kobe Bryant is this other basketball player now, and how Trump is actually Elvis and Elvis is
yeah, I heard
actually
that one.
Lucifer. And
Ooh.
he also did the guy from Lincoln Park is still alive, and Chris
Chester
Cornell
Bennington.
is still alive. There are these other two people now, and he like matches their like specific birthmarks on them, and then he
Well,
has videos like side by side comparisons of like how they move their hands, and both the people are doing it the exact same. It is weird, and some of it they don't look anything alike to me, but some of them, the people do look like they could totally be like, and I wouldn't put anything past Hollywood for them to, kill
they could do
somebody
anything.
off.
Well, and then like AI nowadays, like we were talking about AI before we came on, like AI, you can do anything. I could be Morgan Freeman. Oh, they said Morgan Freeman is Bob Marley or something like that.
I mean,
I think they said, yeah, nowadays you could be anybody, and then you could do an AI CGI screen, and you could be anybody. I could talk like Morgan Freeman.
have you ever heard the podcast My Family Thinks I'm Crazy? His name's
I think I heard of it, but I don't.
his name's Mark. He goes by Mystic Mark. He's the booker for Sam Tripoli's Tinfoil Hat podcast.
Okay,
But
okay.
he does episodes to where like he had Sam Tripoli on and they interviewed AI Steve Harvey. And it was fucking hilarious. And like Sam Tripoli was talking, it was so fucking funny. And it answered literally like Steve Harvey. And it had its own like it was like it thinks like, I don't know, it's so fucking weird, dude. And a kid
Well,
actually committed suicide because he was talking to AI Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. And the AI Daenerys Targaryen told him to kill himself so they could be together. And the kid fucking did it.
that's crazy, bro. And like, it could be manipulated so much and like that. Have you seen on TikTok when they went to Antarctica and they tried to prove the world was flat, and then you see the green? You could tell the sun's not right. You could tell the guy's patch was like green or blue, and then it would be see through, and then it would be changing. Sorry, getting over a cold.
Same.
But it's weird with the cold thing too. Sorry to get off track, but I've been having a lot of chemtrails a lot lately too. Like, like I'm near an Air Force base, or not an Air Force base, but I'm near a fort, and just like ever since Trump got in office, it's been like they've been going hardcore on that shit.
And not to get off sidetrack again, but do you remember that lab that was on an island over by New York, and it's where they did all that crazy animal testing?
Isn't it like a little island?
Yeah. And they supposedly shut it down, but no, they moved it to Manhattan, Kansas, and they're still doing it now to this day.
You know, I think I heard something about that too. And then whatever happened with those monkeys? You remember those freaking monkeys?
I think that was at that island.
No, the monkeys were released here. Like they escaped or something. They were doing animal testing on the monkeys and they still haven't found those things. I thought
No
they
shit.
did, but I think they're still out. I just heard a girl on TikTok. Whatever happened to the monkeys?
I don't know. Not to go off track again, but do you think TikTok's changed since it's came back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's changed. And you know what? Actually, I think Facebook's changed. I'm starting to get a lot more conspiracy stuff on there. Because I think Zuck is not part of the other group anymore, and he wants more freedom of speech. He said something about not fact checking anymore.
Hey, did you see he went on Rogan?
Yeah, yeah, and he looked different, right? And he seems different, like he's like relieved. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have to be all censored anymore. And it doesn't that piss you off that somebody was manipulating everything the whole time and nothing's happening to anybody?
Yeah, but I mean, people still forget that before there was Facebook, they had LifeLog, which was created by the Department of Defense. And then the day LifeLog gets shut down, the next day Facebook is born. And it's literally the same shit.
That's crazy shit, man. I miss MySpace. Give me MySpace back.
Dude,
Well, I mean, it's a music site now, but I mean, I like their layout. You can have music. Like,
doesn't someone who owns MySpace now, isn't it fucking...
It's like it's a music thing now. Some kind of music guy, I think, owns it now.
Yeah, let me
Right?
see. I'm going to fact check this.
We're going to fact check it. What are you using? Google? Or are you going to use...
Who owns MySpace?
Justin Timberlake.
Holy shit, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I just thought of that too. I was like, he bought that thing.
Man,
brought
whatever
sexy
happened
back.
to Justin Timberlake?
Well, it's weird because, you know, he drops albums every, like, it's long time before he drops albums. You know, like, last time it was like 10 years. Now it's going to be like another 10 years or something like that.
What
But-
goes around comes around.
Goes around, comes around. Isn't that one of his songs?
Yeah. And not to go back to the Grammys, but did you see the shit with Kanye's wife, Bianca? I
Well,
had to
isn't she a-
literally go on
Isn't she
Twitter
a-
to see.
Well, I got to check that out later. I seen the blurred, but I haven't seen. But I don't know what he said to her. Like, he said something to her. Everybody's worried about that. But isn't she a corn star anyways?
I didn't think so, but I just know that, yeah, the news and shit had all the blurs, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to, I guess X is what it is now, and yeah, full on, you could see her naked body, and I was like, everyone's tripping about it, and I'm like, I mean,
Hey,
Kanye is allegedly
free the nip.
huffing, yeah, he's huffing nitrous right now, like he's addicted to whippets, like,
Yeah, he's been on a crazy one, but sometimes he's right too, though.
yeah, he is.
What I need to check out is that new Cat Williams. He was on
The one where he
Theo
was
Von.
on, yeah, I watched that whole episode.
Was
It
it
was
good?
pretty good. Yeah, it wasn't as deep as like when he was on Joe Rogan or
yeah.
when he was on Shannon Sharp. It kind of seemed like he was, I think at one point in the Theo Von, he even said that there is no Illuminati. Almost like he was backtracking.
And maybe they're making him change his mind.
I don't know. But I mean, he also doubled down on other stuff, you know, like that he would never, he never has and never would sell out. So,
I
but
don't
I
know.
almost think that he said there is no Illuminati, but there was something he said after that that maybe, I don't know, I'll have to watch it again. And back to that 24-hour sun, did you hear that it was filmed in like an Amazon studio?
I could believe that. Yeah, with the Antarctica
That's why you
thing.
never seen their breath and shit?
Yeah, or footprints.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, I've never been down there. I don't know how it is, but it's like, I mean, doesn't like Alaska get like sun for a long time or darkness for a long time too?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Because freaking, you could do any model you want, and it still goes back to a flat Earth model that you could still do it. You know what I'm saying? You just position it somewhere else, and yeah, I don't know. It's the whole, they try to debunk it, make us think something, and it makes me wonder why they're trying to make us think that. Why they debunking it so much? It's because they're trying to hide it so much, cover it up so much,
Yeah. And they want to probably, I feel like it also put a bunch of, animosity against like flat earthers against flat earthers, because that fittest flat earther guy started calling out David Weiss and saying that he's, making all these hand gestures and shit. And I mean, I don't know David Weiss personally, but he's did a lot for the flat earth community. But he's also
Yeah.
saying that like his flat earth clock moon nap is like the whole reason there's a friend finder on there is so they can track all the flat earthers and know where they're at. And that's why he's part of the club or whatever.
I mean, that could
And
be something too, I mean, I wouldn't put it past the government or somebody else, or, you know what I mean? Like, to track us. I mean, we're getting tracked no matter what from different countries. We're getting tracked from our own country. We're getting tracked from. Go ahead and track me, motherfuckers. I'm allowed to have my opinion because I'm a human on this earth. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like they say in court, you are the being, not the entity or not the corporation. You
Ens
know?
Legis.
Yeah, that's what it's called? I don't know.
Yeah, since I've been doing that 2.0 contract clerk course, I've been learning a lot of the lingo that you use. Like when you sign your name on any agreement, if you like say it's for a car loan or for your W-4 for a job, you want to put without prejudice and without recourse. And then you can sign your name, but you should sign it like I would sign it my last name, first name, middle name, instead of putting first, middle, last. And then you can even put the living man.
Hmm.
And without
I like that.
prejudice and without recourse is like, that means that no matter what, you can't fucking sue me. I'm not obligated to, it's just
Yeah.
legal shit that you can do. And that
Hmm.
guy, he also put a trademark on his all caps name.
Whoa.
And he like went and he said that he like beat the shit out of the Social Security office. And so if anyone tries to send him a bill in the all caps name, he will literally sue them and win every single time.
Oh man.
And it's actually now illegal for him to pay taxes. He's got his own country.
So is that the same thing as like being a sovereign citizen? I don't know
A sovereign
what.
citizen actually means a free slave or some shit like that.
A free
What?
slave?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we
What?
are?
There's a difference. Like what we are right now is an American citizen, and we literally we don't have as many rights as an illegal Mexican who jumps the border. They have more rights than we do, because what you want to do is when you get you want to renounce your citizenship and your allegiance to the government and become a non-citizen state national of the
Hmm.
United States Republic. And what he is he is a non-citizen state national of the nation of the Amnesty Coalition, and he is the king of Pickletaria.
Pickletaria, where's that at?
It's in Glendale, California, and it
I
can
was gonna
literally
say
be
Glendale, Arizona. Hey.
Dude, there's a place, and I think it's in Arizona. I'll look it up right now. It's called Slowjamistan.
Yeah, and I think it's some land out there, and like anybody can go and stuff like that, right?
They have their own border patrol, and anyone can form their own country as long as they are not at war with the United States.
Really?
And so when you do this 2.0 contract killer course, you'll get rid of your driver's license. You'll only have a passport. You don't have to have tags on your vehicle. You don't have to have insurance, but you can get insurance through, like, if you create your own country, then you just, you create your own constitution, and you can have insurance that's backed by like silver and gold bonds. And
So what
then,
about the land? Like, what about land? Like, how does that work? Like, be like, this
I
is
don't,
my country.
I
You know?
mean, I haven't figured that he has videos on how to make your own micro country. I haven't watched any of those videos yet, but I know that it's completely legal to do.
Well, and
And
it's
then
like, it's
you can enforce
oh,
your laws too. Like, you can go to jail in those countries.
well, you know what's weird about like Tombstone? You can still get hanged and stuff like that for stealing a horse. So I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
there was a place in Hayes that they literally had to change the name of the road because it was called Noose Road, because it was still technically for a long time legal to hang slaves there as long as it was on Sunday.
oh
And there's
man.
like a bridge that's like shut down, that's where they hung slaves, and it was called Noose Road. And now it's some other name of the road. Like, they used to have towns all over the country that were called sundowner towns.
Sundown or yeah, it was sundown town. So as soon as the sun went down, you better get out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, which sucks. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know. It was towards colored people. I don't know what you want to be called. I don't want to offend anybody or anything like that. I don't think we should call them African Americans either. I think we should call them nothing
Americans.
because yeah, Americans. I mean, like, or wherever they came from. We shouldn't call them anything. You know what I'm saying? A human being. But it sucks that there are those towns that people do hate people like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not right. And, you know, I don't want to get into a whole racial thing, but it's like every race has their bad people, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
And none of us are innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But a lot of
yeah.
people forget, before, not only did the Africans sell their own people into slavery, but before them, the Irish people were
Irish.
the
I'm
original
part Irish.
slaves.
I'm part
Yeah,
Irish. Yeah.
same. So am
Well,
I. So,
I was just listening to this girl or somebody on TikTok saying that Columbus didn't even find us first. It was the Vikings, and like they went 200 miles inland. And oh, what's the name of that place? I don't know, but there was like carvings in a tree and stuff like that. I think they made a movie off of it or something like that. Like the Norse people.
Nordics?
But the Nordics, yeah. And yeah, so it's like, and I can understand Native Americans. Well, they say that, Native Americans were here too, so it's like a long time ago there was Pangea. Everybody was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever happened, the flood maybe flooded out things. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe Atlantis is where the Bermuda Triangle is, to be honest with you. I saw
I believe
somebody
we
have a
were
map.
Atlantis.
Yeah, we are Atlantis. Well,
Because,
I
I mean,
mean,
you
I
think
believe
about
it's
it.
underwater.
Yeah, we're technically underwater if you believe the firmament and the waters above.
Oh yeah, we're all underwater. And I believe the flood happened because there was a hole in the firmament, and then some god or entity filled it. It's like I got to restart. These guys are getting crazy.
That's when they say the
That's what.
Nephilim and the fallen angels came down and they were mating with the women and they created the Nephilim. And that's why God, if you read the book of Enoch, God had the angels come down and chop down all the trees because the giants were climbing those big ass fucking trees to escape the flood.
Mm-hmm. There was like this old picture, like I don't know, it was an old picture of the giants. Their heads were like above water trying to get up, and then there was like a boat. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and
I
then
think
like
we need to break into the Smithsonian and get this information.
and the Vatican. Fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
going to the Vatican. You know how we were supposed to storm Area 51? Let's storm the Vatican and Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? We need to say quit all this bullshit, quit all these stupid wars, and let's all work together and let's explore the planet like we are. We're explorers. You know, we want to know the truth. Like, you guys have a treaty down in Antarctica, but why can't we go? We're humans. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is our planet. This is not their planet. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, whatever happened to the old barter system? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this, I want that. You know what I'm saying? And live like how we should be living instead of monopolizing on things.
Yeah.
But
And see,
who am I?
that that's another thing. Like, to I have a few things that are on my mind, but back to, when you talk about bartering, that 2.0 contract clerk course, he breaks down like what is the legal definition of money. Well, it's not Federal Reserve notes, those paper bills. And do you really think there's a difference between a piece of paper that's got a 1 or a 5 on it? And if I hand you a banana with a 5 on it, do you have 5 bananas? Fuck no. And did you know that most legal contracts, whether it's for a mortgage or a car payment, you can pay for that with a promissory note, which is just a piece of paper that you can print off at your house, get it notarized, and they can take that promissory note, take it to the Federal Reserve discount window, and exchange it for Federal Reserve notes. People are getting free cars paying with promissory notes, and it's completely fucking legal. I'm trying to figure out how I can pay off my car payment with a promissory note right now because it's completely legal and they have to accept it. And if they don't, you can sue them for fraud. It goes
Well, I
against
mean,
the Uniform Commercial Code.
the whole car industry is a freaking scam, anyways. Like, it's already paid for. Our houses and
Yeah.
everything's already paid for from our Social Security card because they basically sold us to the banks and the legal system. And then, yeah, I mean, that's probably what's in that book too, is like, yeah, we should be able to have our things where we shouldn't have. It's weird that the bank could give you a loan, but they already paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how's it already paid for? How do you get this land saying that I have to pay you for the land? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in my house. Um, I pay a mortgage, but my sister owned the house before. She sold it to me, and now I have to pay the bank for something my sister had. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, I got to pay property tax. I can understand property tax because you're on the property, but when is that done? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, my mom owns her house, and like, if God forbid anything happens to her, that's where I would go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just the property tax. And then, but it's also like, who owns all the land that I have to pay them for? Who's getting all that money? It should be already paid for. And it's also like toll roads. I don't know if you have toll roads. We don't have toll roads here,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I drove through Texas one time, and I'm like, there's 5 toll roads, but we already paid for the road. Why do we have to pay to go through the road if it's already freaking there?
Yeah. And did you know you should put your house, you can put your house in a private trust. So then
Yeah,
it
that's
could
what
never
my
get,
mom did. That's what
yeah.
my mom did, and it's a family trust and like everything like that. So that's why, like, I'm in this house now, still paying it off. If I pay it off, then I'll have that too, and then I'll do like an Airbnb or something, or rent it out or something. You know what I'm saying? Make some money off of it. But it's like, but the trust is all in I got 2 sisters, and it has them in it too. But it's also like, why? My mom had that house since the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was born and raised there. she bought that house, mortgage is paid off and everything like that. But it's like, why did she have to pay that? Why can't we all have a plot of land? There's so much land out here, out there, everywhere. Why do we have a homeless problem? Why can't we just build little tiny houses for everybody and just let them do? If they die in it, they die in it, and you sell it to the next person or give it to the next person or something like that. I mean, if they OD, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? But there shouldn't be a homeless problem. I mean, you could make a house out of those storage containers, which they sneak kids in anyways. But I mean, it's like nobody on earth should be homeless. You know what I mean? Like, we have enough earth.
Yeah. Have you looked in how to spend your, like, how you can get the routing and account number from your social security card?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Like, and don't you add like a D in front or something like that, or something like that? Oh, you add a 0 in front, and that's your routing number.
I looked it up, and like on your social security card, on the number on the back, there's a letter and then some numbers. That letter is what bank in America it came from, and I think mine
There's
was
like
C.
7 of them, or something like that, right?
Mine was a C, and so I think I looked it up, and it was Cleveland was the bank that it came out of, and I wrote down the routing number, and then your social security number is your account number. And supposedly you can go into anywhere that says, pay with your bank transfer. You're supposed to be able to put that number in and
Have you
pay
tried
for
it?
shit. I want to try it. I think you used to be able to do it through PayPal. And this one guy, I watched a video, he said he went through and bought like a whole bunch of gold and a bunch of other shit. And he got the stuff, but then it came back that the payment didn't go through, but he still got the stuff.
I wonder if you could check the account balance.
I tried to find a website that does that, and supposedly there is one. I couldn't figure out how to do it. But I mean, when you get a loan, anytime you're borrowing that money from yourself, people think the bank gives you that money. The bank doesn't have money to give you.
No, they don't.
You're borrowing that from your own credit.
Well, and that's like I'm on disability, and I think I'm taken from it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I put into the system for when I worked, but it's like I'm on disability now, and I feel like I'm taking from my own money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and we were talking about Native Americans and shit. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah, I got Netflix right now. Yep.
Have you, I don't watch TV that much, but I literally stayed up all night one night and binge watched this show. It's called American Primeval. It's only 6 episodes, but it's literally about like back when, what is his name? That Mormon fucker.
The one
Joseph
that made
Smith.
Yeah. John Smith, Joseph Smith, one of the first.
Yeah, Joseph Smith, when he was starting that shit in fucking, I don't know if it was in Utah yet, but it might have been in Montana or whatever, and it was about the Mormons, the American military, and the Native Americans, and dude, that show is fucking insane. And who are the bad people? The motherfucking Mormons, dude. They would wear like hoods and shit and pretend to be Native Americans and just slaughter motherfuckers. So people would think it was the Native Americans. So I
is a
have
freaking
beef
cult,
with the Mormons
man.
now.
Well, the Mormons are a cult. I mean, my grandmother and I got some cousins that are Mormon, and I'm like, this is a cult, guys. Like, for one thing, the guy made this stuff up. And now you're following all these rules. It's like, how much Kool-Aid are you going to drink? You know what I mean?
Yeah, this guy goes around on TikTok and he asks Mormons questions like, would you rather have a sip of alcohol or unalive a puppy? And they're all like, unalive a puppy. And it's just like, it's fucked up. They got this shit called soaking. I think it's called soaking.
Like soaking in blood or something?
If it's soaking, No, it's like they're not allowed to have premarital sex, so they'll just stick their D in. Oh, it's called like rocking, and then they'll have someone rock the bed for them,
Oh yeah,
so they're not
yeah,
actually
yeah,
having
yeah.
intercourse.
I had a, I had a friend that they couldn't drink Coke or caffeine. Like, what kind of cult is that?
And they have to wear these undergarments like 24/7, like
Yeah, it's
24/7.
ridiculous.
And that's why they all
Yeah,
get
it's
like married like right away. Like they'll go to that whatever
can't
that
they have
fucking
like
university
7
is.
wives and stuff? Like 7 wives and like and then they go on missions
Oh,
and they go to your
no, that
freaking
guy's
house.
name was Brigham Young. That's what I keep forgetting. Brigham
What,
Young.
Brigham Young? I'm
Yeah,
just
because they have Brigham Young University, that
and
big
that's
Mormon
another thing.
college.
That's another thing to go off subject here. Like churches don't have to pay taxes, and them motherfuckers got so much money and land. Like, why can't I start my Church of Alien
You
Technology? You
can.
know, like,
Oh,
I
did
mean,
you
I got
know
ordained. I got ordained. Can't I start something?
you can actually? Yeah. And did you know that if me, you, and 5 other people get together, we can form our own credit union and get approved to start taking loans from people and get money from the Federal Reserve discount window. And then that's infinite money. That's what that whole 2.0 contract killer course, that's what the end goal is to figure out how to have infinite money. So if you can become you and 6, like me and you and 5 other people, we form a credit union. People can pay us in promissory notes, which are just legal pieces of fucking paper. We can take that to the Federal Reserve discount window and get infinite money. And do you have to pay that money back you get from the Federal Reserve discount window? Fuck no.
No.
That's infinite money.
I'm
And
down.
that's all completely legal.
I might need to borrow that book.
Well, I
Or
can
is it
send
a
you
book or is it a link?
it's a link, and he sends all these videos for free. Um,
Hmm.
it's just through 26 days, he sends you a video every single day. And every video he breaks down something different. And I mean, it's anywhere from like how to get your passport, you know, private versus public. And he looks up all the definitions of everything. He goes to cornelllawuniversity.com, Black's Law Dictionary.
Black Law Dictionary, yeah.
I mean, he breaks down the whole driving versus traveling, how to never pay taxes
Oh, I'm a
again.
traveler. I'm a traveler.
But did you know until you get your citizenship renounced, you will always go to jail for it. But when you
Yeah, but
renounce your
there's a way.
citizenship,
There's a
that's
way
how
to
you do
even
it.
get out of jail. There's even a way to get out of jail. You know, you send me a bunch of court stuff all the time. And like also like when people get pulled over, you send me that stuff all the time. And I'm like, damn. Or you repost it or something.
And see, yeah, once you get your passport, most people that have the 5-star passport and they've renounced their citizenship and they've deconnected with everything government related, they're actually on a red flag, like do not stop, do not detain. And if they get stopped, every minute I think that it is they're stopped, $10,000 fine. And if they actually arrest them, dude, this one guy's he's filing a $1 trillion lawsuit because they took him to jail, impounded his, I think, for like Lambo or some shit. And it's like when you're a non-citizen state national, police enforcement, they have no jurisdiction over you.
Yeah.
But then there's those people that just say, I'm a sovereign citizen, I don't answer questions, and they still have their driver's license and shit. They just know they still get arrested because they technically still have jurisdiction over them.
That's some wild stuff.
You got to break out of the matrix. You got to say, we never wanted the contract with the government. We were forced into it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't sign nothing when, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, like my parents didn't know. That's like, oh, what was it? I don't know. There was something I was like, well, I didn't sign nothing and I didn't know. You know, it's like you brought us into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't ask to be born. You know what I mean?
And see, our parents, it was a lot easier for them to be brainwashed into this shit because they didn't have the internet. I mean, the internet
Now,
makes everything so much easier.
well, that's just like what we were talking about, the AI. Like, you could do anything. You know what I'm saying? You could do anything. I made this, one of my wrestling logos. They haven't used it yet, but I made this for Thunder Mountain Wrestling. And I'm like, dude, I just typed in what I wanted, and it just bing. Don't tell them I did that. But I mean, like, I made logos. Like, I can make logos. Just type in what you want, and it makes it. And it's like, it's so easy nowadays. Like, I remember you would
They
have to
have
draw
AI bands.
AI
Yeah,
bands,
dude.
AI music. Like, I heard they could edit everything. Like, it's
It'll
crazy,
edit this
man.
podcast.
Yeah, at the end of this podcast.
I mean, even if I had like ads with this with Riverside, I can type in what I want it to say, and it'll take my actual voice and do the ad. I haven't tried it yet because I don't have any ads to do.
Well, yeah, you
But
do. You got an ad to do. You could do an ad right now for your business.
oh, well, I need to get that business started up again.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, go ahead, do your ad.
I mean, once I do get my kilos of kratom back in, I definitely will, because that is one of the reasons I did start my podcast, was to promote my kratom.
Well, I mean, you do at the beginning of every show, don't you?
No, not no
I
more.
think you used to. Oh no.
Yeah, I used to.
But speaking of ads and stuff, you get a lot of stuff from TikTok Shop.
I know, dude.
I mean, if you want to run down some of that stuff, I mean, I got my teas. You know what I'm saying? I love the new toothpaste. I got that, like, it's like pink. I don't know where it's at, but it's like pink, and it made my teeth white, and then getting rid of cavities and pain. And then right now I'm on the She Legit.
Oh, hell yeah. They've denied me for
gummies?
that like twice now.
Really? I mean, I bought it. I mean, I don't have no sponsors or anything, but I
did
mean,
you
they can
know,
sponsor me now.
even though you buy that, you can still make videos and collect commission from it.
I just got this guy. He messaged me on TikTok. He's like, "Oh, I got a promotion for you." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I remember what you went through." You know,
Well, I mean,
but
yeah.
like with that She
Even
Legit
though-
stuff, man, it's that stuff's amazing, and you get a lot of cool stuff.
And see, yeah, you could, the only difference between like, they just send me the stuff for free, but even when you buy it, you can make videos and post that product, and then you can still earn commission from it, like you can right now.
Yeah.
You just have to wait until you get, like, once you get 5,000 followers, then you can start applying for free shit. And the most expensive thing I got was that TCG box that holds all like the cards and shit in it. That's like $100 box, dude. I didn't even realize how expensive it was until I.
Are you paying for those Pokemon cards, or are they sending them to
you? Some of them they send me. Some of them I buy.
You get a lot of good pulls out of that thing.
I mean,
and that microphone. Is that the microphone?
Yeah, this is the microphone that they sent me from TikTok Shop. And I mean, they sent me, this shit's pretty good. I don't know if you can see it, the Thor amino acid complex.
Yeah, how's that going?
I like it a lot. That methylated B12, I started that shit yesterday.
Is that methane blue? Have you heard that methane blue?
I don't know. This is methylated B12.
Well, they have this stuff that's called
methyfolate.
It's this stuff on TikTok. I've been seeing everybody do it. It says it's supposed to help fight cancer and all that other stuff, but it makes your tongue blue and your teeth blue and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, I'll send you it on TikTok.
They squirt it under their tongue?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get the liquid version of this stuff, and people squirt it under their tongue, and it's supposed to be like if you've ever had, like, if you were on, like, mostly like meth or like Adderall, anything like that. Like whenever you stop doing it, there's parts in your brain and shit that, you know, aren't there anymore. And this methylated B12, since it's methylated, that's the easiest way for it to get into your bloodstream. And it's supposed to, you know, help build back all that shit again. And if you get the stuff that you squirt
Build
under
back
your
better.
tongue, it's like, yeah, the liquid
Straight
stuff
straight
is
to the
supposed to work
bloodstream.
instant. Yeah. But since I got the pills, it's going to take like 1 to 2 weeks. But I mean, besides, I mean, that, I mean, I still like, I think I just got approved again today for some shit that seemed crazy. I might have to look it up and tell you about it because I go through
Well,
every night and I just click through shit that I want to get.
this the Shilajit stuff, like I take a gummy every morning, right? And I used to take naps during the day, like hours, you know, like 3 or 4 hours. Now I haven't been napping, and it's actually, I don't know if it's harder for me to fall asleep nowadays, but it's just like I'm up, I got energy, and you know, I don't want to get personal, but things are a little bit different down there. You know what I mean? Like
Hell yeah.
things are, you know, I might be in a wheelchair, but girls, holla at your boy.
Holla. And I mean, I've been taking those ashwagandha gummies. I'm almost out of those.
Oh, I love ashwagandha. I used to take the pills that had a bunch of stuff in it, like turmeric, and there were like these little pills. I would take that every morning before I started the Shilajit, and that helped me out too. It helped my gut. It helped. And it's weird that they don't. Why isn't this? I mean, I think ashwagandha you could get at like the grocery stores,
Yeah.
but like the pharmacies. But it's like, why didn't we have this stuff? Why isn't everybody taking it? Why are we taking all this other prescription crap? You know, and it's ruining us. And that's
Yeah.
one thing I like about what I like about RFK Jr. coming in, because he's going to get rid of all these dyes that we're eating. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
he has the idea. It's like, why hasn't nobody ever brought this up before? Either side. You know what I'm saying? I know he's a flip flopper, or you know, he just wants the best for America. You know, and I don't know why people are giving him crap. It's just like, no, he's bringing up the questions that need to be asked, and we need to change, because everything is banned in other countries that we allow in America, and it's just like, hey, let's just keep them, and then big pharma gets into it, then the doctors, you know, like freaking the doctors make so much money for you just to see them for like 10 minutes, and then you're gone. It's like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
It's better for you to be sick.
Yeah, so you can overcome it. It's like herd immunity. You know, it's like so you can build up the everything to fight it off and everything like that. And like I was just watching something on Facebook, TikTok, or something like that, and they're like, "Well, radiation kills more people than the cancer does."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's like, oh, and we haven't found a new way to counteract cancer. All this money that they get and everything like that, we haven't found a new way besides blasting with radiation.
Dude, one way, I just seen a video today. This guy is literally killing a tumor off of doing a 46-day fast.
Yeah, the body helps itself. And
Yep.
even in like the Bible, they said God put everything on the earth that we need, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's here already. You know, that's just like marijuana. You
Yeah.
know, marijuana, it does wonders for everybody. I mean, some people,
Kratom.
you know, have yeah, kratom. I mean, I haven't tried kratom. I had a friend that did kratom, but he was a H addict, but he did kratom to get off of it. Um, I'm not sure about kratom. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's your forte.
I love it. And have you heard of Fed, Fadigo Agris, Fadogia, and then Agrestis? It's it
You know,
increases energy drive, improves muscle mass, and maximizes strength. I
all
don't even know how
natural.
to. Yeah, it
Is it
says
a plant?
1,000 milligram. I don't know, 1,000 milligram capsules, GMO free, gluten free, organic edibles. And all it is whatever that Fadigo agrius extract, it's a stem, is a plant native to Africa that has been used for centuries to support healthy performance levels in men. It is a safe and natural alternative to synthetic performance boosters.
Well, and have you noticed like Africa has all the good plants? Everything is from Africa. They have like a good atmosphere for all these plants, and we can't even grow them over here or anything, not even, and I think that's why people want to take over Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like they seem to live longer, they seem to be stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have all these artificial crap that we have. The GMOs, like everything's genetically modified. Like I watched something on Facebook, and they're like, lemon's not even a real thing. Lemon is from like two different fruits that we made. It's
Yeah.
like you can't just
Dude,
leave stuff alone.
this guy from Africa, this one guy was talking about how people are calling him crazy because he's 45 days drinking no water. And then this guy from Africa comes on and he says he hasn't drank water in like 20, 30 years, but he drinks coconut water.
Coconut milk or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and
normal
I heard
water is
that's
just
really good
blank.
for you. I heard
Yeah,
that's
it's
really good
living,
for you too.
it's living water.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
the
that's the
water that we
thing.
get in a bottle is nothing.
Oh no. And they say it's spring water. No, it's from probably from our sewage. You know what I'm saying? Like it's yeah. And I mean, they messed up everything so much for us, and that's why I believe kids have like autism and what is it, cortisol? Blocking our pineal gland. Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
or lower cortisol and stuff? Like there's so much stuff that we can unlock, but they, suppress us on it. You know what I mean?
That
It's
one doctor, that he was the one that he talks a lot about the hydrogen water.
I got one of
And
those things.
he's did a bunch of videos. Like he was the one
I
that
got my
told me
copper
about
too.
this.
Got my copper
I got
bottle
my
too.
copper water back over there.
Hey, do you feel different though? Like,
Yeah,
well, I mean, you're on other gummies and stuff, but you could tell the difference. It does have a little irony taste, blood taste,
I
but
like it.
it's antibacterial naturally. And like, I mean, you got to think about the energy. Like, we use copper for everything, and it's like it harnesses the energy. You know what I mean?
It's
I'm gonna take a
structured
drink of water.
water. Hell yeah.
Well, how it's supposed to be structured, you know?
I mean, all our pipes and everything for our houses used to be copper pipes, and then they switched everything to PVC. And I mean, that's fucking us up. And I mean, it's just all like we're
Well,
fucked.
back to what you were saying. Oh yeah, so you were talking about the guy that went 45 days without water, or he has to drink water. He just drinks the coconut water, and they, whoever they are, tell us that we are made of certain amount of water, right? And that we can't survive. We cannot survive without water, But I've known people that drink sodas all damn day. I mean, I know there's a little bit of water in there, but I know people that don't drink water. They're like, it's gross. But water is one of the things that you cannot, like Cat Williams says, you got the ingredients, but you cannot make. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, yeah, that's one thing when Cat was doing his stand up, I was like, you can't make water. We have the ingredients, we know how to do it. But have you seen that guy? All right, it's a two-parter right here. That guy that's making fuel out of plastic. I think I
You
sent you
showed me
that.
that.
And then he uses it to fuel this other thing that takes the water out of the atmosphere, and then we can drink that water. And it's like, why doesn't everybody have this thing that we could get free water from the earth, from wherever, the atmosphere, ionosphere, or whatever you want to call it? It's like, and then how come we can't take the salt out of the ocean water? You know what I mean? Like,
And how
we
come some
haven't
states
perfected
it's illegal to collect rainwater?
Yeah, that's crazy. I probably
That makes
wouldn't drink
no
it with all the
sense.
chemicals in the sky. With all the chemicals in the sky, I probably wouldn't drink it, but I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like, yeah, any way that they can try to screw us over from trying to be self-sufficient, they're going to tax it, they're going to alter it, they're going to modify it, they're going to fucking,
Add to
they're
it.
getting
They're
us from all
gonna.
these different, yeah.
It's like
I
we
mean,
were doomed
ketchup should
before
be
we were
what?
born. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't
Yeah,
have a chance.
we didn't. And I
Tomato.
mean, with the way,
Period.
yeah, tomatoes and vinegar, maybe?
That's ketchup, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think
vinegar is
so.
good for you. Baking soda, man, baking soda does wonders for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they just tell us to put it in
Dude,
our fridge. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah, this lady did a video where she did all these like chemical things to fucking this can of Coke, and by the end of it, she popped it open, and all that happened was she just dumped out all the sugar that was in there. Everything else was gone, and it was like the biggest fucking pile of sugar, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, there's days like today, I probably drank 7 Mountain Dews, That's fucking horrible.
yeah, that's crazy. Well,
Which
even
I
like
did,
I drink zero drinks, like zero sugar, but they use artificial sugar, which is even worse for you. You know, it's like
exactly. I mean, I'd like to try to quit pop,
there's no like
which it's hard.
no, it's like smoking. You know, it's freaking hard. Like for the past few months, I've been drinking soda again, but like the zero sodas, and it's just like that feeling in your mouth or something, and it's just like addicting, bro. It's like there's got to be something else in there that's like making it. Maybe it's releasing dopamine or something that I don't know. It's the fizzy, but there's got to be a natural something to make it like a soda. You know what I mean? I'm sure there is like an organic soda, like root
Back
beer
when
or
Coca-Cola was
something. You
made with
know, like root beer is
cocaine.
from a root supposedly.
I mean, maybe back in the day it was a lot better, but I feel like root beer now. I seen a video today where if you mix Coke and Dr. Pepper, or no, Coke and root beer, 2 parts Coke, 1 part root beer, it is the same taste as Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, and then there was So when I was drinking alcohol, I used to mix Captain and Mountain Dew, and it tasted like sherbet ice cream.
See, we had a mixture with Captain and I think it was fuck, what was it? Captain Morgan Lime Bite and something, and it tasted like Fruity Pebbles. And I tried it later in life, and it tasted
Oh,
like dog shit. So I don't know what the fuck we were thinking because it tasted horrible.
did you ever drink the Incredible Hulk, Hypnotic and
Oh
Hennessy?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh God,
I drank a lot
Jesus,
of
what were we thinking, Mad Dog
Hennessy,
2020s?
dude. Four Locos back when they were Four Locos.
When they were really loco. God, the nasty ass
Yeah,
shit. You remember the Sparks? Or it was like, I don't know. It was like it had energy in it, and it was like a not like a seltzer beer, but it was like a seltzer beer, but it had energy in it, and people were dying off of it. It's like, and then
I
isn't
thought
it
that was
weird
Four
that
Loco.
remember? No, it was different. It was like it was called Sparks, and it tasted better. It tasted a lot better than fucking Four Logos. But isn't it weird? Remember when they first started like Monster and everything like that? They're like, don't drink more than 3 or it explode your heart. But now people live off that shit. You know what I'm saying? They could drink like 4 or 5 a day.
I don't know. That shit's crazy. I'm glad I
It
don't
was
really.
weird
Some
because
people
like,
I know they love alcohol, not I.
yeah, Yeah, I mean, I did when I was younger. That's because I was just getting messed up and doing being wild and stuff like that. But I hated puking. Now, if I have a drink, well, my condition, I'm paralyzed from the waist down, and it just goes right through me, and I'll just leak myself. But I get headaches right away. Like, like I could take a shot. I can hold hard liquor, but I can't hold beer. But when I drink a beer, my head just pounds. Like, not even a hangover the next day, but it's like right away. And I'm like, oh, I don't even want to do it anymore. I mean, I did enough when I was a kid before I was legal. Wait, I don't want to say that online. Well, it's too late. It don't matter. Lock me up.
Yeah.
Someone
I
gave it
did
to me.
so much. Yeah. I was buying alcohol
Yeah, you don't even
before
want to
I
know.
was 21.
Yeah. When I was 21, I didn't want to drink anymore. I drank so much.
I still did. I mean, people quit partying with me because they knew if I was drinking, I was going to black out and shit was going to hit the fan. Every day I'd wake up and I'd
I
just
mean,
have to ask my friend, like, what the fuck happened last night?
I never really blacked out to not know what I was doing before, but I've puked and I've hung on to the ground, hold on to the earth, like they say. I mean, I've passed out, but I haven't been like roaming around not knowing what I did. Thank God, because
Oh,
I'm in the desert. I would have woke up butt naked by the border or something.
dude, I've woke up in different towns and had no clue where the fuck I was at, how I got there. No memory what
Oh
happened
shit.
that night before. I mean, one night I'm pretty sure it
That's
was
crazy.
Halloween and I blacked out on the way to the bars and I didn't remember shit. And then like the next day I'm at work and I had to hang these curtains because I was working at the hospital. I was like, God damn, my fucking titties hurt. Like, what the fuck happened? And I was telling my friend this after work and he was like, that's probably when you were fucking challenged those army guys to a push-up contest. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And I guess, yeah, I was calling
Did you
these army
win?
guys a bunch of
Did you win?
pussies. Fuck no. I lost. I lost. I mean, I've had full on relations
Damn.
with a female and been blacked out the whole time and had no idea why my dick hurt the next day.
You're like, was it good for you? You're like, I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure they said it was horrible. There was muddy footprints all over my floor. I had no clue what the fuck happened, dude. My
But isn't
friend
it
said the
weird
last thing
that
I
like
said to him was
alcohol would do that?
that what?
What? Oh no,
Oh,
go
I just
ahead.
said my friend said
I
the
want to
last
hear your
night
story.
the last thing I said to him that night we were at I went to the after party of a wedding because it was an open bar and I just got shit faced and this guy said the last thing I said to him was like, well, looks like I'm fucking a fat chick tonight. And I just be a fat
Oh,
girl and I guess she went home with me and I was working at McDonald's then and I had to work at like 5 in the morning and my car was broke down. And so this supervisor was giving me rides to work and I was living with another guy who was a manager at McDonald's. And I guess I was just butt naked on my couch in his basement and there was muddy footprints everywhere. And he like threw clothes at me and he was like, you're late for work. Leanne's outside. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? What are you talking about? I was like, oh my God, I felt like shit that day. Had no clue what
but at
happened.
least you worked
Oh
at
shit.
McDonald's. You can eat. You can eat something.
Yeah, now mine says 100% uploaded. Okay.
Ah, I see you. All right, I'm gonna hang up. All right, I hung up. I can hear you fine. You glitch out,
Man, that was fucking
and
weird,
we are
bro.
back. I hope. You know what's weird?
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, for a couple times I saw you glitch out. I can hear myself now.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. You
I
know
still
what's
can't
weird?
hear myself.
I can hear myself now. That's weird. Yeah.
And see, oh, wait, no. Yeah, now everything's working like it was supposed to. That was weird.
That's weird. Your picture actually looks a lot clearer now too.
Yeah, so does yours.
And I can finally see my volume. Last time I didn't see my volume. Your picture actually looks a lot clearer now too.
I could see
And
your
I could
green thing going.
I could finally see my volume. Last time I didn't see my volume.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit. Did we go that whole time so it seems like there's a delay now.
And like when I talk and you talk,
you looking at my green thing? No, I could see. So it seems like there's a delay now. Myself in a delay.
Huh? I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
No, I could see you, but I can hear myself in a delay. I don't know.
That was
too.
Yeah. I feel like that was the tech overlords fucking. What were we even talking about? We were talking about me getting drunk. They can't get mad about that.
I don't know. Round 2. Yeah, fuck them. Whoever they are.
Fallen angels.
I mean, we might need Starlink or something. Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Dude, I seen a video where this guy
whoever they
zoomed
are
in to a fucking
I mean, we might need
an
Starlink
Apple
or something.
microchip, like 1,000 zoom, and it is fucking insane.
God. Yeah, I saw that too, man. And he keeps going and going and going. It's like, isn't it weird how? Oh my God. Ancient, like how they built the pyramid. Yeah, I saw that too, man. And he keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't it weird how
how do
ancient,
they make microchips?
Like how they built the pyramids and stuff
wild.
Like a microchip, like the whole city.
That shit I don't understand at all.
I can't change my headphones. Oh, hold on. Let me see something. Well, we got the old recording. I can't change my headphones. Starlink. I think that might be an issue.
I don't know if I trust Elon Musk that much, but
well, hopefully we got the old recording. I was gonna say we need to start using Starlink. Let's get political. What do you think? Do you think he's a Nazi for doing the whole "give you my heart" thing? Okay. Let's get political. He has Asperger's. What do you think? He has a sort of autism. Do you think he's a Nazi for doing the whole "give you my heart" thing? Like I got into it. Okay. He has Asperger's. He has a sort of autism, right? I know his grandparents were Nazis, whatever. Some people were saying it was a Roman salute. He didn't do it correctly to be a Nazi thing. I mean, because he didn't click his heels, because you have to click your heels. Some people were saying it was a Roman salute. And it's kind of weird because a new Spartan movie's coming out, so I think he picked it up from that. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about it? But I feel like Elon Musk is different now.
I don't know. I mean, honestly,
something's off on him.
I think,
but then
he's
again,
definitely
he is autistic. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I think there's a bunch of sketchy things about him. That Tony Naj that was on my podcast, she makes a bunch of videos about people like that and shit. And do you know that Elon Musk's dad had I think she said a bunch of kids with his stepdaughter?
Really? I didn't know that. I know he come from an emerald digging thing. And then you also got to think, Elon Musk stole everything. Really? Like, I didn't know that. PayPal. I know he come from an emerald.
He didn't start Tesla either.
Thing. And then you also got to think, Elon Musk stole everything. Like, PayPal, he didn't start PayPal. He bought PayPal, and then he sold it. I don't know. Yeah, I
just got a message saying my system UI
gets these people
isn't responding.
And then takes their money. So it's like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. That makes no sense on why my computer would still be working.
That's like your system.
mean why my shit just shit out all of a sudden.
Is it overheated? Is it overheating or something?
I mean, it's not even a laptop, it's a Chromebook, so
I don't know. I had a Chromebook one time. Is it overheated? Is it overheating or something? Old tablet type things, but it was still in a keyboard. And one time it just fried. It just like I had a Chromebook one time, and it was like one of the fold tablet type things, but it was still had a keyboard. And
if this
one
shit's
time it
out,
just fried.
I don't know. I'm gonna have
It
to use
just,
my
like,
fucking
you could hear
big ass
the battery
desktop
crackling and shit. So I never got a Chromebook ever again.
I might need to do that anyway.
I got an HP right now. But you want to just call it? Because I'm hungry.
Yeah, we can call it, and I can figure out.
I was thinking about getting a desktop. See what we got. But I mean,
hell yeah.
Do you want to just call it?
Because I mean, I'm still pretty sure we went for
Because I'm hungry as fuck.
over an hour.
Yeah, it was like an hour 30, I think.
See,
27, I think.
See what we got. Like hell yeah.
Pretty good. Maybe, I mean, I just want to say, good luck with your. Yeah, it was like an hour 30. Right? I think like 27. I think it said or something like that. That medium. So I mean, that was pretty good.
Yep.
And
hopefully we can talk about the Akashic records and
good luck with your thing tomorrow, right? You're
all
doing
that stuff.
You're gonna be with that medium.
Hell yeah.
Reading chick. No, I'm just playing.
Do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. I just want to read. I'll send you her link.
Private reading.
Check out some of her shit because she's got her page and then like her business page.
Yeah, I got Instagram. I think I follow you. Yeah.
She's pretty cool.
Right on, man. Well, it was good to chit-chat it up again. I mean, I know we jump to different subjects all the time and some of the same subjects, but I mean, yeah, I know there's a lot more to talk about. Right on, man. People need to hear this. Well, it was good to chit-chat it up again. I mean,
and we should definitely do it again.
I know we jump to different subjects all the time and some of the same subjects, but I mean, I know there's a lot more to talk about, but I think people need to hear this shit. We have 2 shows this month. Usually we only do 1. And I got a show Saturday, and then 2 weeks later. Yeah, a bunch of things were happening and everything. And then, like, with my wrestling thing, we have 2 shows this month. Usually we only do 1. And I got a show Saturday, and then 2 weeks later. And then we just had a show 2 weeks ago. So it was like 3. Like, I'm doing all that stuff, and then I'm not feeling well.
I will
some other stuff, And then I know you're doing your thing. I am. TikTok is back, but you got a bunch of your shit that you got to go through. You don't have to disclose that on here.
Long live TikTok.
But yeah. For now. Oh, I want to say one thing. I am glad TikTok is back, but we don't know for how long. So
hell yeah.
Next time.
Thank you for coming on, dude.
Right on, man. Yeah.
Later, dude.
For now. Later, thank you again, man, for having me on. Until next time.
Oh yeah.
Right on, man. All right. Later, bro.
And that concludes today's episode. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I still hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did. Again, I want to thank Ryan for coming on the podcast. Make sure you guys follow him on TikTok at Ryan4210 because that's where I met him, and I'm happy to say he's became a great friend, and it's all because of TikTok that I even connected with him. So thank you, TikTok. Also, if you guys don't mind, go ahead and leave a 5-star rating or a review on whatever platform you're listening on. That helps me out a lot more than you would even know. But just know you don't have to do either of those things. I just want you to enjoy the show. Again, check out all my affiliates and use promo code georgee350. Don't forget, for $5 a month, you can watch the video before anyone else on patreon.com/onceupon785 or for $2.99 on Spotify. My email is onceupon785@proton.me. You can now find me on Cameo. Also, catch me on TikTok every week, every day, all the time. I'm always on TikTok. Also, I have some big things coming in 2025, so be ready. But, as always, I'm your host, georgee350. Let's hit with the outro. Bitch! Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Middle of the map, can't swear I'm at. You can say I'm whack, it's just not a fact. Can't tell if I'm awake or I'm in a dream. I just know I'm geeked on amphetamines. Never was a habit, now I gotta have it. Never was a fiend, now I am an addict. Or was a habit, now I gotta have it. Never was a fiend.